Hey guys, and welcome to this artificial intelligence tutorial. In this video here, we're going to talk about Google text-to-speech. So first of all here, we'll just jump straight into the code. I'll show you a couple of lines of code that we need to write to be able to use Google's text-to-speech. So we're going to write a text and then we're basically just going to pass it to Google and it will convert it to a speech, and then we can actually play that audio file or that sound file afterwards after we converted it from text to speech. But first of all, remember to join Discord server. I'll link to the down description here. You can join the channel, chat about computer vision, artificial intelligence, deep learning, and so on. You can also become a member of the channel if you want to support the channel with a small monthly fee. Everything will go to create more and better quality content here on the channel. Also, if you're a member of the channel, I can also help you out in your own project. If you have some problems, I can help you out, give you some guidance and so on if you're a member of the channel. So thank you guys. So I'll just straight into the code here. We're just going to write a couple of lines. So basically we just need to import Google text-to-speech, so that module, and then we're actually just going to set up our text and specify our language. Then we just pass that text to the Google text-to-speech, and then we'll call another line of code to actually play the sound or play the audio file that we're going to save from Google text-to-speech. So first of all here, we're just going to import the module. So we're going to import from GTS. So basically here we just have this Google text-to-speech module that we're going to import from. So then we're going to import GTTS. So basically we just go into Google text-to-speech here, or converter here that they have created. So basically here we can just see that this is an interface to the Google Translate's text-to-speech API. So if you use the Google Translator, you can actually get the text. So if you write in some text, you can also see you can listen to how it's pronounced and stuff like that. So this is basically just an interface for the Google text-to-speech API. So basically here we can see that the argument is basically just a string, and also the language that we want to use our speech for when we pass in the text. We also want to get the speech, so we need to specify the language that we're using as well. So basically here we can just go in. First of all, we need to pip install GTTS. So we can just go into our command prompt. If you're using Anaconda, for example, or just the ordinary command prompt window, you can just go in here, pip install, and then GTTS, and then you can just hit enter, and it will then pip install Google text-to-speech to your computer. Then you can then use with Python, and then you can just import it like I do here in the video. We can see that the requirements here are already satisfied for me because I've already downloaded GTTS here. We also need another module here so we can actually play the sound from Google text-to-speech when we haven't converted it later on. So basically here we're just going to from play sound. So we're going to use a module or a library called play sound. Then we're going to import play sound. So basically here we need to go into the command prompt here as well, pip install that. So we're just going to have pip install, and then we're going to pip install play sound. We just hit enter here, it will install it. I have already done it here on my computer, but now we have all the modules that we need: Google text-to-speech and this play sound here. So then we basically just need two functions. First of all, we're going to set up the audio. So we're going to set up an audio. This is just the audio file name that we're going to specify. So we're just going to have this speech.mp3 because we're going to create an mp3 audio file. So this will just be the file name here that we're going to pass into our function. Then we also need to specify the language. And we're just going to set it to EN, which is English. So we're going to choose English language here. You can also go DE for Germany, German language, DA for Danish or something like that. But we're going to go with EN here for English. So we're going to use the English language. We're just going to pass in a string. So basically we just call one function from GTTS. We just pass in a string, and then we're just convert it to speech, and then we can play the sound file later on. So now we're going to set up our actual speech here, where we're actually going to convert our text to speech. We're going to set it equal to GTSS that we just import up here from Google text-to-speech. So this is the function that we're actually using. So here we need the first argument is the text. So the text to be read. So we need to read in the text here, so we can just pass in an arbitrary string. We're just going to have text equal to some string that we can specify. So we're basically just going to write, hey guys, thanks a lot for watching these videos. So we're just going to take an arbitrary string, and then we need to specify here to the right. Then we actually need to specify the language here as well. So we can then set lang equal to our language. that we just specified up here, which is EN. So we have the English language. So we need to pass in an English a sentence here as well that we want to convert from text to speech. So this is basically everything that we'll do. Then we can go down and actually just use this object that we're creating with this string, or like this Google text-to-speech object. So then we can just have our speech here. We can just save it. There's just a built-in function or like method here for saving it. And the only thing in here that we need to specify is the file name that we want to save it as. So we're going to convert this text here to an audio file, and then we just specify the name here of the audio file. So we can just call speech.save to the audio here, and then it will basically save the audio to this text file up here, or like to this audio file up here. So if we just run this program here, we should be able to actually like see that we're going to create this file. So here we're just going to run it. We're activating our content base. Now we're actually converted it from text to speech. So if we go into this directory here, so we're just going to reveal here in File Explorer. And then we can actually see if we go down here to the bottom, let's say we called it speech. So we go down to the S here. So we can actually see we created this MP3 file here, speech, and I can even open it up here with Groove Music. So now we can play it because I've set my microphone up and the settings here. But I'm just going to take those off so we can actually like listen to what it does. We can also listen to it inside of Python, so we can actually like use this play sound library here, or like module that we actually like import as well. So here we can just have our play sound. We can just specify the path to our play sound, or like to the file that we want to play the audio from, or like the sound from. So here we're just going to go inside the File Explorer again. We can just take this this file here, then we can just copy the path. So basically here we're just going to copy the path from up here. Specify the path. We need these here, users, and then we also need to specify the path which is actually like just speech.mp3.
Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching these videos. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching these videos.
So here we basically just saw that we can actually play the audio file from Python here with the play sound. We can also go into Groove Music here. We can just play the file here directly in Windows if we press this file here as well, because we're saving the file, so we can both play it on our Windows computer or like any other computer where we can play an MP3 file, but we can also play it here in Python with our play sound function that we import up here from the play sound library or module. So this is everything that we need to do. We only need to call this function, then we need to save it, and then we can play it either in our File Explorer, in some other different kind of programs that can read in MP3 files, or we can play it here in Python as well. So the only line of code we need to actually be able to use the API, or like the Google text-to-speech API, is just calling this function here. So basically, or like this method here. So we basically just have our text that we need to convert, and then the language, we need to specify the language here as well. So this is all we need to do. It's really easy to play around with. You can just write this code here or by yourself, or you can go into my GitHub. It will be in there as well, but this is only a couple of lines of code that you need to write. You can also just specify those here directly inside the functions, so we can actually get rid of more lines of code. So this is basically the only function that you need to run, and then you need to save it. So it's 2 lines of code, import 1 module. So it's really easy to work with. You can try to do it yourself. You can create some really nice applications. And also if you're creating some other different kind of like projects where you need to use speech, but also convert text to speech, this is really useful and really easy to get started with and play around with. And it's just really intuitive to use. So thank you guys for watching this video here, and remember to subscribe button and bell notification under the video, and also like this video here if you like the content and you want more in the future. It just will help me and the YouTube channel out in a massive way. I'm currently doing computer vision tutorials where we're talking about basic image operations, camera calibration, stereo to get depth information in our images. Then we're going to convert like stereo images, stereo like theory, to how we can create point clouds from those, do operations on point clouds and so on. So it's a really nice tutorial. I'll link to it up here if you're interested, or else I'll see you next video guys. Bye for now.